Welcome to our Yurtiful Life podcast. In today's episode, we will be discussing the importance of taking time for fun as a family.
Hey there, Yurties!
Thanks for joining us today. For anyone new here, I'm Keegan.
And I'm Sarah. We've been living a minimal off-grid lifestyle for over 10 years now.
We have a large family and lots of experiences to share.
So let's get to it. Welcome to
Our
Yurtiful Life. Today we're going to be diverting away from the topic of homesteading in the sense of building, planning, preparing for a homestead. And we're going to take a time to talk a little bit more personal about taking time for fun, relaxation, and rest as a family, which is extremely important. And this has been a topic we've been requested to speak on, and people have asked, what do we do for rest and relaxation as a family? So we thought, well, let's take a break from the homesteading topics and touch on this, taking time for fun as a family.
So, over the years, we have realized the importance of taking time for fun as a family because, first of all, life is stressful.
It really is.
Life definitely catches up to you and will build up. And by no means is life easy. At least our life hasn't been from our views. So, life is stressful. You need to have the ability to de-stress.
There are lots of stressors in our life. Marriage can be a stressor, work can be a stressor, children can be a stressful addition to life, and homesteading is just another layer of potential stress for your family. And so, what would you say, Keegan, is the number one thing that has drastically changed our mindset shift, changed our life, and really changed our entire view of stress and stress levels?
Well, hands down, it's treating the seventh day as a day of rest. We call Shabbat. And this is coming from our practice, what we see in Scripture and our faith. And so it commands us to make the seventh day or Saturday of every week a rest day, at a day that we do not work. We do not put our animals to work. Our children do not work. So we as a family, all together, the whole homestead, takes that day as a day of rest.
And so adding Shabbat into our lifestyle really has become a huge de-stressing point for us, because taking the seventh day as a day of rest is a day of recharge. It's a day where I might put in a little extra work on Friday so that I don't have to do all of the cooking and all of the cleaning and all of the prep, that things I would normally do throughout the day. All of that's taken care of. So I get to rest on Shabbat and my family gets to rest. Of course, we take time and do the animal chores so the animals are fed and they can also rest. But it is the bare minimum is done on Shabbat, and it truly is a time of refreshment and rejuvenation. The kids love it. It's a day of fun. It's a day of play. All through the week when we're working and doing things, doing school, doing homesteading and life, they'll be like, "Hey, we really want to do this with you and dad." And they know when we say, we really can't get that fit in today, but they can almost finish the sentence now.
Mm-hmm.
But we can do that on Shabbat.
Right.
They know that it's a day that we have set aside to purposefully rest as a family and to do fun things together.
Right. So that really has, on the regular, every week basis, radically changed and shifted how we find rest and where we find our rest. That is the reoccurring. Now, that's not to say it's the only way we rest.
Sure. And I think back to the Sabbath day of rest, we also do take time to spiritually rest there and to spend extra time in scripture and things.
Yep.
But for our family, it doesn't mean going to a gathering every week or going to a congregation, because that isn't always restful for the family. Sometimes it is a restful or necessary thing, but it doesn't have to be an every week thing, because that isn't recharging for everyone in the family.
Especially when we have a big family, a lot of young children, and we're on different spectrums of neurodiversity. So for us, for the core of our family, we respect that day and we rest on it and we refrain from work. And that gives us more time to actually do fun things together with the children, or as a couple, reading into things or studying or talking about things we wouldn't take time to talk and study throughout the work week.
But as Keegan mentioned, this isn't the only day that we take time off. There are benefits of getting away and just kind of putting aside the homestead for a little bit. It can be refreshing, it can provide time for a reset, and then prepare you to be ready to return back to the grind. There are several free and or low cost ways that we as a family have fun. It is not uncommon for us to be going to a park if we're out for an appointment anyway as a family, whether that's the doctor, the dentist, any other appointment. One of our favorite things to do as a family is to find a park to have a picnic at.
Yeah.
And that's just a really fun thing that we do when we go to appointments. The kids know if it's good weather, we're going to stop somewhere and just take a breather, de stress, and have a little fun at a park.
Honestly, tip also I would add is Sarah always preps lunches, like in bag lunches or sandwiches or something like that, for us to eat. It makes it more fun for the kids because instead of it being, oh, we have to eat some kind of bagged food, it's, oh, we get to have a picnic at the park. We're changing the setting, the context of eating that food. So it's not a, it doesn't become any kind of disappointment. More so, it becomes a joy because the excitement around her prepping those lunches is the knowledge of what that means.
In the summertime, one of our favorite things to do is to go to the lake and have picnic dinner at the lake. That is one of our favorite ways to cool off, hands down, during the summer. And we have several great options nearby that we can go to. So that's a great way to rest and rejuvenate for very low cost if we go to the state parks, or for free if we go to some of the free lakes here. Another thing we love doing as the family is hiking, and that's something we got into a lot more this past summer and really found that we enjoy as a family is hiking.
Yep.
And so there are great trails all around us, and that's another way. Sometimes we'll do that on Shabbats, go hiking as a family and just enjoy creation. And that is a great way to rest, recharge, and just be together as a family.
Yep. So that kind of leads us into extended trips, especially with the homestead. How does one do that? If you got a bunch of animals depending on you for their life and you got to take care of things, how are you going to go on an extended trip?
So for us, it takes a lot of pre planning and thought. We are very grateful that we do have family in the area that can help us in this. That when we go away for more than a weekend, we do have trustworthy people that we can hire to help take care of our animals. So, that being said, it hasn't always been like this, and it's only been in the last couple of years that we have really made a point to go camping in the summer with our children. I think it's been about the last 3 years
Mm-hmm.
that we started this as a family tradition. And it started as 2 days, then it worked to 3 to 4 days, and this year was a full week camping trip.
Which was huge, as long as I've ever been able to go camping.
It was the longest we'd taken off from the homestead,
Yep.
and it was so needed, so refreshing for the family, and just something we totally loved doing. But it took a lot of preparation and pre-planning. It took setting up systems, feeding systems for the animals so that our caretaker had less work to do, and different things like that. Making a chart, a list, so they could follow step by step and know what to do. And we went over it with them in person. It takes finding a trustworthy homestead sitter or
Mm-hmm.
farm sitter, somebody who can do it.
Someone you can depend on.
But if you could do all of the prep work, all of the planning, set up the systems for your animals and things, and find someone trustworthy, it is totally worth it to take a break. And I think we're at the point in life where we have learned that prioritizing this mini vacation um, really is beneficial to our family. It was something we really needed to do and create memories with the kids and just
Yep.
really have a fantastic time off grid camping in the middle of nowhere, no cell service. hiking, fishing,
Or
just
some people might
being.
laugh at. It's like you're already homesteading, you're already living off grid or trying to live off grid. Why are you gonna go even more off grid for vacation? But it's
But
just
that's
who
what we
we are.
do.
Yep.
There is another vacation opportunity that we do take 2 or 3 times a year since we've been back to Maine. And this isn't something that everyone has available, but it's a blessing that we have personally been able to do. Um, we have a family member who has an house up on the ocean. And so a few times a year, we're able to go up and visit them, to stay at that house and get to stay on the ocean. Not right on the beach, but you can see the ocean from the house. And so that is just always a relaxing time. It's a bit of a trek because it's about a 6 hour round trip to get to this place. So when we go, we usually do one overnight. We have found that doing one, maybe two overnights is ideal when we're doing just a mini getaway because we can take care of all of the animals, do early morning chores, leave early in the morning, spend the whole day there, the next day there, come back in the evening, and then do evening chores. So, really, the animals, we have never had issues when we do just that mini getaway for a weekend. We'll leave either Friday night or early Saturday morning and then get back Sunday evening. And that really works for our family to do that a couple times a year. Get out to the ocean, just run in the sand on the beach, and just enjoy the ocean as a family.
Yep. So to answer the question, on the daily grind, the week by week, setting apart the seventh day and keeping it holy, keeping it set apart from the rest of the work week as a day of rest, really gives our family that rejuvenation we need on a regular basis. But then beyond that, we also, especially in the summertime, try to take a camping trip a week long if we can, family camping trip at least once in the summer. And then if other creative ways to spend family time, if we have to go to a series of doctor's visits or family doctor visits. Then we also plan while we're already out in town to have a picnic lunch or something like that. And these are ways that we work fun into our schedule, if you will. Otherwise, we're hitting it hard. We're all working hard, and but it's easier to work hard when you know you have these regularly scheduled breaks, or to work hard up front because you know you're going to have this later. I'd say it makes everyone work harder sometimes because we can definitively say, yeah, it sucks right now, work hard now, but you get to play later at this date or at this time or at this time of the week. We are big believers in that work should be fun to some degree. We know work isn't always fun, but that we should find joy in our work. That life, the point of life is not to escape work, it's to find satisfaction in accomplishing work. So, trying to teach that to our children, when you're doing something, don't just do it to get it done, but do it right. Take a joy and a pride and ownership and that you
That
did
is
it
true.
in a good way.
Half the time we're working, we're laughing together. We're making up silly stories, or, we're doing in the garden, and then we take time to be have fun and be goofy with it. We take time to I'm watering the garden and spray the kids with the hose, or um, we're digging wood chips and putting wood chips on the garden, and we're singing silly songs and making up stories. We're making life fun, as fun as we can while we're working. So, taking time for fun is important. Setting aside specific time for rest, rejuvenation is important, but also realizing that the day to day can be fun, and
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be dreary and drudgery all the time.
Yeah, the attitude toward the work. And we're not perfect. We have bad days where everyone's upset with each other and people are grumpy. We're not saying like this whole picture perfect thing, but these are the goals we strive for and the way we try to do things, and it does make life a lot easier.
Well, it's about time to wrap this up.
So please like, share, subscribe, and join our email list.
And don't forget, go out
Dream big
and
and
discover
discover your
your
own
own
Yurtiful
Yurtiful
life.
life.